Now we'll switch gears back to South Africa, where Chidimma Adetshina has withdrawn from the Miss South Africa 2024 pageant following a citizenship controversy. Now this comes after a preliminary investigation by the Home Affairs Department raised concerns about Adetshina's citizenship. Home Affairs Minister Dr. Leon Schreiber announced yesterday that there are reasons to believe Adetshina's mother may have committed fraud and identity theft in 2001. However, the minister emphasized that Adetshina herself could not have been involved as she was just an infant at the time. Adetshina was one of the 9 finalists set to compete for the Miss South Africa crown on August 10th, 2024. The chairperson of Africa Diaspora Forum, Vusumuzi Sibanda, joins us on the news from South Africa to speak on this. Well, thank you so much for coming on. Let's get started very quickly. What was your initial reaction to the news that Chidimma Adetshina has withdrawn from the Miss South Africa 2024 pageant amid this citizenship controversy?
Good evening, and thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to this issue. Look, we knew that this it was sounding like it was something that was coming, and you know we are very appalled because this withdrawal is as a result of intimidation. It is as a result of duress or undue influence, and we feel that even the minister publicizing their investigation, went on to intimidate her, despite the fact that they say they got her consent. That was consent that was obtained through intimidation and duress as well. And we feel that, this has not been done lawfully. And it's therefore an unfortunate situation where a young lady during Africa Month has been victimized by authorities.
And I have to ask, you are the chairperson of the Africa Diaspora Forum. And so how does the forum view the handling of Chidimma Adetshina's case by the Home Affairs Department? You just spoke about this, but I'd like for you to elaborate on this more.
Well, look, we are very enraged by the manner in which the department has handled this thing, because you are looking at a government and, the minister who is acting, or responding, to social media, and who is responding to populist, attitudes and views about people that have got an extreme right position about, national identity, who think that, they can say anything about any other person without looking at the rights of, the people concerned. This is a young lady who has got the right to privacy, who has got the right, to be presumed innocent, who even at this particular stage is not supposed to be looked at as somebody that has committed any crime. And even if her mother were to be found to have committed a crime, she is not guilty of anything and is likely to retain her citizenship in the event that the statement which the minister has released, which says may have committed, identity theft. But again, they continue also to say the mother has got citizenship as well as the father. And those are two different issues that are very curious to us, because you may not be accused of identity theft and on the same note be referred to as someone who has got citizenship.
Right. I mean, just look at the Olympics. I'm going to use the Olympics as a case study for my next question. The Olympics, we have seen persons who are not of a certain country's heritage or culture, but they are of, when it comes to nationality, they are from there. I mean, you can take situations where we've seen runners, and even the fastest runner for Ireland as well. We've seen the current holder, and I think it's javelin or shot put now. She is of Nigerian heritage, but she has won the first ever record for America. And we've seen time and time again, Olympics is a fantastic example of where we see people who are not of this country's heritage or culture or their type of people, but they are competing on that world stage platform with their nationality, and they're bold to fly the flag. And so I have to ask, what steps then do you believe should be taken to ensure that situations like this do not discourage other members of the African diaspora from participating in national events? I mean, just like a pageantry like Miss South Africa.
Well, look, we've got South Africa itself. We have had somebody like Tendai the Beast in rugby, who is of Zimbabwean origin, I mean, who actually got citizenship directly, but, was born in Zimbabwe, and, that continues. The problem that we have with the South African environment is the problem that we have referred to as afrophobia, which is an issue that pertains to, Africans being always labeled. Once you're an African and you happen to become of foreign origin, you become victimized. We are looking at Tatiana Smith, who is actually at the Olympics right now, who still has got a heritage not coming from South Africa. So this problem needs to be addressed by sober-minded politicians who are not myopic in their view, who understands that Africans do not need to be victimized from where they come from. Because it appears that being South African means that you are either, of Sotho, Zulu, Tonga, or Venda origin. But if you're looking at the white South Africans, they are not subjected to the kind of scrutiny and ridiculing that we see taking place where Africans are involved. So this particular issue is an issue where the ministers themselves dealing with the issue should have followed the letter and the constitution of the country, which is very, very crucial when it looks at the human rights and the Bill of Rights, and how people are treated without any discrimination. Because this matter that has been brought to the fore now, it is being decided by the public views rather than the law that, governs this particular country.
Right. Well, many thanks for doing this with us. We appreciate you for coming on, Vusumuzi. We thank you so much for coming on and giving us your insight, for joining us today. Vusumuzi Sibanda. He is the chairperson of Africa Diaspora Forum, and he joined us to talk about Chidimma Adetshina's withdrawal from the Miss South Africa pageant.